icLAAo, I can't lose. No reality where I lose. Ever. Today is January 22nd, 2026, day 22 of the 100 push-up, 100 squat progressive challenge for a year. The message of today is you're not always gonna wanna feel like doing what you have to do. And that's what separates winners from losers, because losers work based on how they feel. Winners do it regardless. That's what's called discipline. And without discipline, you will never achieve anything great in life. With that being said, let's go.
It seemed like Gaethje had a durability upside there, which kind of won in both fights. So, yeah, I'm going to say that Paddy could win on the striking, and as we already know, based on my breakdown, he will definitely win on the ground. And I see the fight being a little bit tentative initially, but I do think that at some point Paddy will get him down. I think Paddy will get his clinch, trick, body lock takedown going, or judo throw, hip toss takedown going. And like I said, man, as soon as this fight's on the ground, it's Paddy's all day. So I'm going to pick Paddy for this one. I'm going to pick Paddy to win the fight inside the distance. I mean, 5 rounds is a very long time to go with such a disparity on the mat. Maybe Gaethje can keep it on the feet for 25, or maybe he lands a knockout early. I do think Paddy is very hittable. But overall, man, if these guys fight 10 times, I see more often than not, Paddy will get the fight to the ground at some point. He's very big for the weight class. He's young. He's youthful. He's not been here before. He's extremely motivated for this fight, and I do see Paddy getting the win. One thing I also want to say, boys, is it went semi-viral about 5 days ago where Justin Gaethje was pictured with, an ingrown hair. He called it an ingrown hair. He personally addressed it. A lot of people are saying it's staph infection. I'll show you the photo now. I don't really know what to say myself. I'm just going to present it without opinion. I did want to add that there because, boys, I'm always trying to give you as much information as possible. Even if you don't agree with me on a breakdown, I am hopeful that I'm giving you more information to make your own breakdown, right? That's very important, even if you don't agree with me. Like, you don't have to do any of the work yourself, boys. You can click the link in my bio, sign up to my VIP service, join hundreds of people, catch community, and he's on a decent streak, but there's a few caveats there. I mean, when he first came into the UFC, he couldn't buy a knockout. He was going to decision with very, very low-level fighters, Chase Sherman, etc., etc. Narrowly beaten Andre Arlovsky at 50 or 78 years old, but now he's like loved, because he's obviously got that short notice win against Shamil Gaziev, another short notice matchup. I believe it was against D'Elia. I don't know if that's short notice or not. I think it was. A lot of controversy there in the knockout, and he's on a decent streak. I mean, 2 wins. At the end of the day, he got beat by Sergey Pavlovich before that, so I don't think he's on a major streak. I know I said he was myself, but thinking about it out loud, it's like not really on that much of a streak. I mean, yeah, fair enough. One of those wins was it shouldn't have been a win. Like, anyway, shout out to Waldo. Waldo. This is the big thing about Waldo, which I really will say, and I do agree. 6 fights. This is about to be a 6th fight in 12 months. I mean, it's almost never seen before in MMA history. It's almost never seen before in UFC history. And at heavyweight, it's kind of crazy because at heavyweight, like, you can get knocked unconscious, So you can't come back that quick after being knocked out like we've seen Waldo do to Gaziev and D'Elia. I mean, I don't know if those guys are going to be back that soon. If they are, maybe they shouldn't be. But this guy's taking his 6th fight in 12 months. I don't think that's good, Big part of why I picked Peter Yan over Merab Dvalishvili is that Merab was fighting like 2 months after he beat Corey in a 5-round fight where he did take some damage. It's funny because I honestly feel like now, right, this is some footage of Justin Gaethje grappling with none other than Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, he starts in the head of my arm triangle and chokes him out. And honestly, I think he may have made a premonition of what is going to happen to him in the octagon on January the 24th. I could genuinely see Paddy Pimblett choking him out with an arm triangle just as Kamaru Usman did in that clip that we just watched. I just believe there's such a skill gap on the mat, and if you speak about the striking, yes, Justin Gaethje has good power. Paddy Pimblett has a great chin scout, so they don't get knocked out, or at least Paddy doesn't. So far in his career, 26 fights, I believe, Paddy. 23 and 75. Never been knocked out, only lost 3 times. So I don't really think Justin's going to knock him out. It can happen, but I personally don't think so. I think that Paddy Pimblett may actually be a more effective striker in 2026 MMA, right? Especially with the grappling threat mixed in, especially in this matchup. Because Justin Gaethje is going to be worried about the grappling. So maybe that's going to open up a flying knee from Paddy like he did against Chandler. Also, the body lock slam takedown against Chandler was a very good takedown. He went to single, he moved the body lock, he slammed him. And Chandler's a very big athletic guy himself. So if he can slam Chandler, I think he can slam Justin Gaethje. Why not? Paddy Pimblett doesn't have the best wrestling, but he does have some tricky things up his sleeve, like judo throws, hip tosses, clinch, body lock takedowns, and trip takedowns. So it might only take one of those takedowns for Paddy to get on top. And if he does get on top, I think he's going to finish him. And like I said, on the feet, you can still outdamage him, man. Justin Gaethje's best path to victory here
75 squat.
goes to limit Paddy's movement, and then
real time, people are thinking, wow, Paddy looks really, really good. Some people are doing this revisionist thing of afterwards saying, well, Michael Chandler kind of old, King Green kind of old, Tony Ferguson kind of old. And while I understand that there's something to that, I think we have to decide what our parameters for gauging success are. Because for a long time, what stood out about the UFC lightweight division is how the old guard has been able to succeed in the most difficult, the deepest weight class in the promotion for a long time. Guys like Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, and Justin Gaethje have been able to stick in the top 5, no matter how many new waves of fighters have tried to take their spots. And so when you look at a fight, let's say like Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint-Denis, one has to be more true than the other. Is Poirier's win a testament to his greatness, or maybe a reassessment of where Benoit Saint-Denis is? I think the same should be true here, and I think we should kind of set those guidelines now. What does beating Justin Gaethje today mean? Yes, he's closer to the end of his career than the start, but I firmly believe he deserves his number 4 ranking. He is one of the best, top 5 best lightweights we have in the sport right now. He's a former interim champion.
I really didn't feel like doing this right now, but discipline. No real I lose ever.
To take him